back.
Yeah. So, I've been working on some music for Rodent. Rodent Retribution, to be more specific. Let's see how it sounds. Okay, so I'm making some headway. I think the first place to start at, to showcase how it all came to be, is look at some other stuff. So there's some riffs in here that I wrote that I didn't use that I may use later, but I thought it was pretty cool. I like this. It's just a little noodly, but I thought it was cool. So I did try using it. I think I have it here if I unmute these. Let's take a look. So like it's cool, but when playing it with the video that I have, and now I actually can play the build too, because for reference, if you're on Mac, you can get Parallels, and Parallels allows you to basically have a virtual desktop and use your Mac for Windows. So I was actually able to play the new build on that, which was really cool. But beyond that, I didn't really love that too much. And in all honesty, the initial riff that kind of made that whole rest the other piece was this, which is heavy and cool. And maybe I'll reuse that. But the boom was cool. I don't know. I liked something different. It just felt kind of drab, but I might use it for something else in the future. So let's see what else is here. Just trying random stuff out. Just another riff. Didn't really dig that. What's this? That's alright. Just trying some other stuff. I think I tried this out. I think, if this is correct, Oh yeah, that was the initial riff, which I still will probably turn into something. And that's another initial. Oh yeah, so what I did do here, I think that this, so like in all honesty, when really writing stuff like this, I have so many different inspirations. I feel like this is from a different band. So like this happens sometimes. It's why I'm just not using it, because I don't know and I feel like it's from someone else, but I wrote this. Not that, and plus I didn't really like it too much. I like the intro, but I think the intro is from a different band. And that's why I'm like, I feel like that has to be somebody else. I think it might even be Periphery or something. I don't know. Just the so sometimes that happens, and for me, I just get rid of it. If I don't know, I'll write something better, which I think I did. I guess you'll be more the judge of that, but I think I did. And I think it was pretty cool. But yeah, I got rid of that. So if we go back to the actual main track that you could tell I've been working on a lot, and there's a lot of muted tracks in here, I tried a lot of different things. Because right now I'm in the experimentation phase. So I'm trying to see what fits, what doesn't fit, what's the sound. So I have a lot of different instruments in here. None of this is cleaned up at all. So this is what it looks like when I'm done. It is mastered. But the last thing I'll do is clean everything up, get rid of all the other tracks, or save them in a muted area where I just like turn the tracks off. But like I mastered everything in here and it sounds good. It's nothing crazy. What is this? Oh yeah, I'm trying ambient sounds right now too. Some like calm ambient sounds. And it's kind of cool, but it's a little cheesy. So... where to start? Right now, I have some metallic sounds going on. That are really danceable. I'm using Damage for 1, where I made this little piece. Just playing it out. I don't think I'm even connected right now. That's embarrassing, and I'm going to keep it in. The other part here, I made it groove a little bit more by using LFO tool, which I learned when starting to write some more electronic tracks. So it was pretty cool, and it works well. And I like using that a lot of times to just give momentum. It just, you could see you get it. I'm sure you can get it. Anyway, what else have we got here? Bunch of weird EQ stuff going on. Nothing too crazy. Just low pass, high pass. Just making it sound like it's distant. And then I threw it in a small room too. And then the bass is kind of doing the same kind of thing. I'm still debating on using synthesizers. So one thing I've found out so far is I feel like I want to stick with mostly organic elements, whether they're metallic or they're wood-based or whatever they are. I'd rather stick with organic if I can, just based off of the concept for the game. And I want to do something different. I've done a lot of like guitar with synth stuff before. It's kind of been done. There's more to do. There's always more to do. And I might change my mind, and there might be different bosses and enemies that I decide to do that with. I still haven't got the brief yet, so I still don't have the list of all the enemies or the bosses or the story. I just kind of have the level and like what I spoke about with the game developer initially in like our first call. So this is still just going off of that, and I'm trying to stay away from synths because I feel like it's too easy for me. I'll use it for ambient stuff, but for a combination of metal, like with the metal stuff, I'm trying to stay away from it, which is kind of nice. It's leading me in different directions. But this one piece does still have one synth. I've tried to replace it with guitar, which is probably in here somewhere. As a layer, it's kind of cool, but it's a little too aggressive on its own. I've tried other stuff. That's just a different guitar. But anyway, there's a bunch of risers in here. So one other area is the drums. So I wrote it all in... Oh, I didn't realize that was still in there. Oh, it wasn't. I had that muted. I unmuted that for showing other stuff. No wonder why. Brain. Yeah, that makes sense. Big brain. Okay. So... the kick, I'll just give away all my secrets. The kick, I found this thing, DB Uber kick, years ago. It sounds good already. I just needed a little bit more in certain areas. And then I put some gain on there just to bring it down so I could bring it up to 0 over here. And then I reduced it a little bit just for the mix. But extremely basic. I love the way it sounds. It's always worked really well. I've tried tons of different kicks, and at least for this, it worked really well. Cymbals. I finally found some cymbals I really like, which are Invasion by GGD. I literally just get rid of the whole kit and just use the cymbals. I just feel like they sound really good. And it's some of the first ones where I don't have to go in and get rid of a bunch of notches or like use EQ and use different notches on different bands to get rid of certain frequencies that are popping out. It just sounds really clean to start. And then I'm just getting rid of a little bit of stuff on the bottom and then just adding a little bit of weight on the bottom end of the cymbals. And it helps. Sounds great. Snare is a little bit weirder. This is a new thing I just tried out for this song. But, yeah. So I went into my library, and I have a large library of different things in here, of different samples. And so I have a lot of different samples that are, used for EDM. And so, yeah, that's right here. I threw a bunch of EDM samples in here. So like if we solo... There's that. There's that. Just hits really well. I just started trying different ones, and then from there, so that's the initial, which sounds good. Threw it into a hollow plate. Did a little bit with the EQ. Brought the gain back, and then a little bit more EQ, and that's really it. I think I have some fake guitar going on here, some MIDI guitar. Shreddage too, I love it. I've been using that a lot before, but I layer that with real guitar. Which sounds a lot better to me, but in combination. So that sounds good. There's some other random stuff in here. So I'm doing the fake guitar for this so it could be more precise. I think there's a tubular bell here. You kind of have to. I have to. And then shreddage again. I have to make sure when it says shredded, just gotta play something like this. I bounced that out, and at the end of it, I also bounced this out. Gotta do it. It's really easy. If you didn't know, because I didn't know this for many years while using Logic, what you can do, if I could just take a track here, I'll do it here. If I want to, instead of fade this, you can left click, and instead of fade, you slow down. Yeah, you probably can't hear it as well on that, but which sounds really heavy. But yeah, so I just did that on the end of it, and it works really well. So then when you come out of that section, works really well. And that's pretty much it here. And then it just kind of wraps back around. So currently where I'm at with the writing, this is the first thing that I've written, mixed, mastered. And we'll see how I cut it up. But I need to do the ambient portion, which I'm working on right now. This is where I'm at. I just kind of started it. So we'll see how that goes. There's a lot of ideas I want to experiment with. And this took a little while, this track. It took probably like 2 days. Not like 48 hours, but I would say it took a good 6 hours. Because a lot of it was just, I would write it and then experiment with, what if this was I have a piano. I have a guitar. I tried a lot of brass. I tried strings and different synths, and I just kept on trying and trying. That's why there's a lot of muted tracks in here, because there's a lot of things I tried out. Like on here, I'll show some other stuff. And like, that's cool, but I didn't really think it fit very well. Same thing here. I mean, I don't know if you guys think it's pretty cool. Let me know. Maybe I'll keep it, but I don't know how much I'm digging that. I tried a pipe organ, just like experimenting with everything. And then obviously I have like more synth stuff in here. So that's something. I don't know, there's just random stuff in here. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I've tried, and some of it worked, some of it didn't. You may see that there's a bunch of Doom labeled stuff on here. I've made some Doom sounding stuff before, and so what you can see in some of my saved stuff is some Doom stuff I've made, like just Doom sounding stuff. I'm on the wrong one. Or maybe I'm on the right one. I don't know. Ooh, it's loud. It's always too loud, this patch. Yeah, it's just a Doom, just a really heavy pluck is all it is, and I've turned it into just a sustain. There's just a lot of weird, redundant stuff going on in here. But there's a lot of stuff like that, so you'll probably see that around. But it sounds pretty good. So from here, I'll make the ambient stuff. I'll work on the Wise integration, and we'll see how it goes from there. Maybe I'll stick with this track. Maybe this track won't be used. Maybe it's used for a different sequence. I'm just kind of writing and experimenting and just trying to get something to start with. And then I can start assessing it a little bit more when I know the whole plan. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around. I'm going to try to get better at doing this and doing this more often and being quicker about it and not making it all about talking and making it more about. So thanks.